Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Powertime practice here on Saturday, the 14th of January, 2023. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. It is a really auspicious time to come together here on YouTube, and we are here to celebrate the Vedic winter solstice, or Taipungal, which is a celebration where the sun is now moving into its northerly direction for the next 6 months, meaning things are looking up. So why do we pay attention to the soul? Well, or the sun, because it represents our soul. And our soul is what we want to tap into on the spiritual path. And here at Fly Center and Ancestral, we're so happy to help you to discover what that feels like, what illuminates your life as each transit of the sun happens mid-month to mid-month. So last month, the sun was transiting through the 7th sign of the natural zodiac. And remember, we're talking about Vedic astrology, not Western astrology. So it's a little bit different. For those of you who have been used to Western astrology, we're going to be talking about how the sun affects our body, our mind, our soul. And then we are aligned with cosmic events, power times that happen forever. And so every lifetime we come back to the earth plane to look up to the heavens and to see what's going on up there, because as it is above, so it is here on the earth plane. So these celestial or cosmic events impact our body, our mind, our soul. And then we know that we're living our soul's purpose every day, every moment. It's not just the end game. So we are, last month, again, we were focusing on partnerships. The 7th sign of the zodiac is Sagittarius. That's natural. Now it's different for everybody. So if you're interested, you could perhaps get an astrology consultation at astroved.com. And it can be a live astrology consultation with one of the fabulous astrologers who will share with you what your good and bad planets are. And then also, what are the planets that are influencing you for a certain period of time? So we have a big planet that's coming up, a big planet transit that's coming up, which is Saturn. And Saturn rules Saturdays. And Saturn is the sun, S-O-N, of the sun, S-U-N. So it's kind of interesting that we are going to be moving towards looking up in life, a higher reality. All the cosmos are pouring in this divine energy, light, love, intelligence. And we really need it, especially now during these turbulent times when the wars are going on and the economy is not so great. And then there's so much uncertainty, even more so than we have in our everyday life. So whatever's going on in the world, it impacts us, whether we want to ignore it or not. So it causes this vibration of anxiety or depression or anger or frustration. We're like, for what reason? Until we watch the news, which I recommend don't. I mean, take a little bit of an intermittent fast from the news. And also social media, because that can blow things out of proportion and you pick it up energetically, especially if you're on the spiritual path. So those of you who are new, this is what we do here is we talk about, and also we're going to do something called a Puja and elementalization. So we're going to talk about the sun. We're going to talk about the Lord Saturn. He's going to be transiting into Aquarius from Capricorn, which both are ruled by, both of those signs are ruled by Lord Saturn. And Saturn is the one who delivers our karmas. So no wonder in the past 2.5 years that we have globally been experiencing Saturn's wrath. So Saturn wants everybody to get on the spiritual path, or the karma gets harder and harder and harder. So congratulations, everybody who is going to be here live or watching the recording later on. Because your soul is what Saturn loves to shine up, like a diamond in the rough. And once you understand that you need to do your karma because no one else can, and then but you want to just touch it lightly. So he'll say, all right, do something spiritual, and then I'll take away the delays, the obstacles, the sadness, the depression, the despondency, the, oh my God, I give up, or that quietly quitting feeling inside of us. So that existential angst that we all go through at some point or another, or those dark nights of the soul, that's Saturn saying, pay attention to your spiritual path. So here we can light up our spiritual path. We can get back on track. We can get supercharged, especially during this Vedic winter solstice, because the sun is radiating in the cosmos, in the universe. And it's saying we need renewal, rejuvenation, anything so recreate, redo. We get a do-over and you can get a makeover in your life. So how does that happen? It happens when we change our consciousness. So whatever we focus on, then that's what will manifest. So the sun moving in a northerly direction for the next 6 months is going to help us to manifest our souls, our hearts and our soul's desires. So Thai amavasya is coming up after the Saturn transit on the 17th. And that's a Tuesday here in Eastern Standard Time. And then on the 21st, which is next Saturday, Thai amavasya. Amavasya means new moon, and Thai is the month that happens in Tamil calendar. And this new moon is one of 12 new moons, because there's one new moon pretty much a month. Maybe there are 13 in a year, 12 or 13 in a year, depending on the calendar year. So Thai amavasya is a really powerful time, a powerful new moon. It's not just any monthly new moon. It happens at this time when the sun, which represents our soul, which is connected to the cosmos and to our ancestors. So we can get curses removed. We can get a renewal of our health and well-being. Maybe we get rid of addictions or things that we inherited that we didn't even sign up for. Because we share the genes of our ancestors, Dr. Pillai coins the term soul genetics so appropriately, because our soul has a genealogy that gets us on a spiritual path. And then our biological gene pool that makes up what we look like and maybe behaviors, that they do this little dance. So it's our divine soul, our spiritual soul, and our human, biological, physical, mental, emotional soul, and then the rest of the energetic bodies as well, but on a subtler level. So this physical is what we can see, what we can feel, what we can touch, what we hurt when we fall down, or maybe we have an illness or disease, not so much of the body only, it's of the mind as well. And we're at dis-ease. We're not at ease. We're anxious. We don't know what's going to happen. So that can translate, that energy can get inside of us, and then we can develop a disease. And so you look to your gene pool and you look for your ancestors, who are those who are no more, they've passed away. It's not just your parents who've passed away or your grandparents. It could be aunts and uncles, kids. It could be cousins. It could be anybody on your mother's side of the family and on your father's side of the family. They are going to be flooding into the earth plane because they want to get the food that we want to give them. And that is the black sesame seed. So you can see it here, maybe there. There we go. So the black sesame seed is the seed that will help the ancestors to evolve. So it's kind of like their currency to get them whatever they need in life. So you can watch other videos. You can go on to Pillai Center Academy, and there's a soul genetics course to get initiated by Dr. Pillai into the teachings on how you can communicate with your ancestors. So people jump into that course and then they find out that they really aren't, delusional. They are seeing their ancestors, or they're feeling their ancestors, or the thoughts that are coming into them, such as you're no good, oh, money is evil, or you maybe go and overeat or overdrink. It's not to say that you can't have food or you can't have, a glass of wine every now and then, but it will knock your consciousness down. You're busy digesting, and especially if you're have a food addiction. Maybe you are eating too many sweets, and then you're so sweet that you get diabetes, and that's not good. So, or heart disease, you eat too much fatty foods or things like that. So you might feel like, oh my goodness, I'm so hungry during this next week up until Thai amavasya. Amavasya again is new moon. Thai is the month, and that is the moon of the ancestors. And the moon represents our mind. So our mind is going to be bombarded with these thoughts. So check it out, and maybe you're already feeling them, or you might have dreams or nightmares, or you might kind of look and then all of a sudden somebody who's passed away, they appear in your mind's eye, or they might even appear if you are evolved enough to see them with your third eye. And that can be frightening. Or it can be that you have challenges in your life, and you've had some good times, you've had some not so good times. You're working really hard to manifest a better reality, progress in life, get your health back, especially as the sun is moving through the cosmos in a northerly direction. So north is up, and we want to be able to look up, not look down and look sad and forlorn. So if we do feel like that, and some of our ancestors have committed suicide, and they're kind of hanging upside down in a purgatory state. And so that's what happens, is we feel their suffering and their pain, and we need to help them to come out of it. So when we offer the tarpanam, which is made up of the minimum black sesame seeds, and you can offer it by putting it in your right hand, and then at sunrise, just after you take a shower, between sunrise and sunset, so daylight hours, you can do that. And you can, Dr. Pillai says, you can take it into your shower, and then you just put it in your right hand and run it under the tap. You can face the south direction, or there's no hard and fast rules according to Dr. Pillai. If your tradition says that you need to face east, or you need to face west, or you need to face south or north, well, that's up to you. Or you could try it in all directions. But the Indian tradition says, according to Dr. Pillai, the Tamil Siddha tradition says face south. So that's where Lord Yama's direction is, the south or the southwest. And Lord Yama is the god of death. So he wants your ancestors to be relieved of their pain and suffering and all their karma that they pass on to us, including addictions, including financial problems, relationship problems. We don't have to go far to figure out what we inherited, because if you see behaviors or patterns of behaviors such as difficulty getting married, finding a good mate, or when you do find a good mate, you get married, and then everything goes to, HE double hockey stick. It's awful. And so you're bickering and fighting with your family, you're bickering and fighting with your spouse or your significant other, you're bickering and fighting at work, and then you get fired and you can't keep a job, or you just think everybody's out to get you. Well, that's a curse. And if you look in your lineage, you will see, oh my goodness, all my aunts and uncles, they were married twice at least. So married, divorced, and married again, and some divorced again, married again. And then you look in your own family, same thing. So hello, you can just see the pattern, and you've got to stop it. So you're the one, fortunately, because you're on this spiritual path and you know what to do. So you take the black sesame seeds, put it in your right hand, a little bit, coin-sized amount. You can put a coin on top of it. You can face the south direction, and you're in the shower, and then you take your morning shower after sunrise, and then you can just make a prayer, and you just pray, please accept this offering. I need you, you can start with 6 generations on your mother's side of the family, and then 6 generations on your father's side of the family. You don't have to say any names, although some of the teachers at Pillai Center, they say, yes, you can say the names. I work with Hanuman Das in advisory services, and he is the expert in getting rid of curses and ancestral problems. And he just says, listen, you don't want them coming and staying. You want them to be your guest. Check in, get your tarpanam offering, and check out. You don't want them hanging around for the rest of your day, and then they're following you and you're getting headaches, or you're feeling body aches, or you're just feeling like, oh, things, woe is me, or you're upset, or people in your family are upset. That's usually when you see it, is all of a sudden there will be a family crisis, or there will be a crisis at work. You could lose your job. God bless you. Do not lose your job. Don't have that in your consciousness, but do your tarpanam. And then once you pour that tarpanam, you put the water on the tarpanam. You can take the seeds and then put it in the waste bin. You don't want to put it down the drain because, well, those seeds could sprout and then you got clogged drain. So use your, common sense, and then you can just put it away or put it in a dish, and then put the dish of the black sesame seeds into the garden or into the organic waste. And then you can reuse the coin. So again, Pillai Center practice, Powertime practice, Soul Genetics course, and Pillai Center Academy. They have so many videos that you can watch. So you can just go on to Powertime practice. You'll see tons of them over the years that I've done. And you want to start putting that into your everyday practice. So anytime between sunrise and sunset, before the sun sets. So it's daylight hours. So, and that doesn't matter. It depending on where you are in the world, it doesn't really matter. Just wherever you are in the world, daylight hours. So that's time amavasya. So that's next Saturday. That's a big power time. Right before then is a guru pradosham. And guru means Jupiter in Sanskrit. So guru is the spiritual master. Jupiter is looking up, makes things to be really optimistic and expansive and high-minded and taking the high road, even where you feel like, oh my God, it's, I could just like scream. So you just will be like, oh, that's okay. And then you'll stick on your spiritual path as well. So pradosham is an opportunity that happens a couple of times a month. There's 2 big windows, and those are on the 13th moons. So 13th waning and 13th waxing moons. And so this one happens to be on a Thursday. So Guru or Jupiter rules Thursdays. And so when a pradosham, this window of opportunity to clear out karma that Saturn delivers, then they work together and they kind of wash away that layer of consciousness that keeps you stuck in your old mindset, that manifests that in your words, either to yourself, stuff that you say to yourself. Even if you have a smile on your face, you're like scared out of your mind, or you're really mad at somebody and you're going, oh, hello, that's really nice. So you can't fool your soul, and you can't fool anyone else really, because they feel the energy, and the energy shifts, the consciousness shifts if you haven't cleared out those layers of stubborn, stuck karmas. So this is the spiritual technology, the high tech that Dr. Pillai has given us to offer. Pour some water or milk or juice on a Shiva lingam, if you have one, or a rock that you designate to removing the karma, until you could get a Shiva lingam. So again, there's lots of videos on pradosham, and then Tiranilakantam is the mantra for removing the karma, and you just can focus on your throat as you're pouring water or milk or juice on the Shiva lingam, and you can be facing east or west as you're doing it, over a bowl or a sink, and then you just pour that liquid over top, and you imagine your karma being washed away. So that can be done on the 13th moon, which is a Thursday. So it's Guru Pradosham. Pra comes from the word protection. Dosha means, or dosham means affliction. So whatever you're afflicted by, which is your karma, tough karmas. And so you can get protection by doing that. So that's the spiritual science behind it. So that is happening the next week. And then the following week, there is something called Vasant Panchami. And that is a time for the goddesses. So the goddesses come in, and the goddesses represent energy and power. So you're going to feel the sun as it's moving in this northerly direction for the next 6 months. It's just starting today. And that's your soul. So your soul is going to feel this push It's going to feel this rejuvenation. It's going to feel this dumping away or recycling. You just put it into the cosmic recycle bin and get rid of all those stubborn karmas that are congested inside of our body, mind, and soul. And the goddesses will help you to do it. We'll get you back on track and give you the energy and the power and creativity. So not only do we want to dump our karma, we want to create a better one. Because karma never ends. Even if you've evolved, you pick up the karmas of other people and you help them to evolve, but then you've done a karmic exchange. So that's what happens when you get on a spiritual path. It's not all kumbaya. It actually can be really challenging. So the more we do these spiritual practices, mantras, meditations, rituals that we're going to do momentarily, once we finish this intro. So the goddesses will help you to feel this creative energy coming into the third eye and then wiping out the negativity and giving you the power or feeling that empowerment that you haven't been able to grasp onto because you've been pulled back with the energy from the last 6 months where the sun was going in a downward trend, a downward direction, but also inside. So if you're on a spiritual path and you feel like, oh my God, it was really difficult to manifest material things, it's because that's nature. The life force is moving through you, and the sun that represents your soul is saying, do your spiritual practices. So if you fought that, it was a bit of a struggle. So now you know there's 2 times of the year the sun goes in a downward direction and then it goes in an upward. So we're on the up. We're on the swinging it up. And then we've honored our ancestors, so they will remove the curses and then bless us. And then we have the goddesses coming in, and then we have Ratta Saptami. So Ratta Saptami is the birthday of the sun. So this is really cool for your soul. Your soul is going to feel so lit up January, starting today, and then into February. And then, so Ratta Saptami, you can check it out on Ashraveda or Pillai Center and read about that. We have a picture next to Dr. Pillai, and that's a picture of Lord Vishnu, and underneath is the sun god. And he has 7 horses, and he's the one who controls the chakras. So we have 7 main chakras in the body, starting from the base of the spine in our subtle body, and then moving up through the navel, through the heart, through the throat, and then the third eye, and then the crown chakra, and up into the space. And so those chakras, we want to make sure that they're aligned and make sure we stay centered. We're like that center, the calm, and all the storm of life and our thoughts and everything else are going on around us. So we don't get pulled away from it. We don't feel like everything is going sideways, or it's crashing, or it's burning, or whatever it is going on with you, or the same old. And when are those people ever going to change? Never, maybe. And that's why we want to do our spiritual path, because no matter what is going on in our lives or in the world or in our interpersonal relationships with our family, our friends, our colleagues, everything's going to be as it is. That we are going to be super still, calm inside. It doesn't mean you're going to be a robot or a zombie and, like thick skin as water off a duck's back. Yeah, right. Not so easy to do, right? But you will feel that peace and the calm, and then you'll feel this energy, this surge of energy coming in because your soul is activated with your chakra system. So we're going to have an experience of that. Because we're going to honor the soul, honor the soul by honoring the sun, which again I think in Spanish is SOL, right? It's soul. Then we have the picture. It's a book, actually. It's called The Greatness of Saturn, next to his dad, the picture of the sun. And Lord Vishnu is the overlord of the sun. And so Vishnu fulfills our wishes. He's the party god. He's the money god. And he also helps the ancestors to evolve. So you can kind of see that we're going through this storyline. And this is the power and the energy behind time. So it's kind of like in any tradition. If December 25th goes by and that hasn't been your tradition that you grew up in, you wouldn't know that it's Christmas. So you might just know, oh, okay, that's when they deck the halls and the malls are all busy and stuff like that. And your culture and tradition says, oh, they call it Christmas, but you're not really aligned with that. So we're trying to align you regardless of your beliefs or whatever culture, whatever tradition you were raised in, and just go into this realm of these mythological beings. They're not just mythological beings. They are these beings who have been around forever, and they tell the story of the journey of humans, and we're one of them. So we come again and again to figure out, oh, if we just dial these guys up, things will happen a lot faster. So at the right time, which is these power times, the energy behind time. So the dates will go by, just like I mentioned, on the 14th, this is the Vedic winter solstice. This is a time for renewal. The kickstart to 6 months of really going out and manifesting and doing something, create something, start something. Start to take the steps if you can't figure out how to start up something like a business, or maybe you want to start focusing on your health for once and for all. You want to have really great health. You want to feel the energy. Maybe you want to focus on your finances, be creative. Maybe you want to focus on your family. So the Vedic astrologers will tell you what you can focus on during this time of the year. Or if you want to go for the whole year, then they'll look into it and they'll show you what the planets are doing and what's good about them and what's not so good, and then how to remedy the situation so that you can touch the karma lightly and get all the blessings. So that's what's happening. The sun's birthday is the 27th of January. And I've got an astrobed calendar here in case you're wondering why I'm looking away. You should go and check it out. It's really great because it will tell you when to do what, as I'm sharing with you. So Dr. Pillai's birthday is coming up, and that's the main theme of today's session, is to honor our guru, our spiritual master, who has pinged us at the soul level and said, hey, you have unfinished business with me. Because you got to ask yourself, I grew up in a Catholic tradition, and I discovered that there were so many other religions when I was a young person. And then I started to really explore it, and I traveled the world, and I met people from all types of cultures, traditions, and really, essentially, we're all doing the same thing. We're humans, but we were just raised in a different way. So it's kind of cool. Having been on this journey with Dr. Pillai and everybody else that I've met along the way, and maybe you too, is that, regardless of that, we have this will. The divine has this willpower inside of us that says, go to the light, be a light being. And instead of, doom and gloom and heavy and, pain and suffering, that's what we are here to see and experience on the earth plane, and perhaps that's what made us to go and explore. So when you explore the traditions, you might be coming from different traditions, and you're going, whoa, this is where my next pit stop is. Or it could be that you're here like me for the past 27 years or so, I think it is, if time flies when you're having fun. And, you can still, if you believe in Jesus or Allah or Buddha or Mother Nature, or you're from the native Indian tradition in your own country, that it doesn't matter, because it's all the same. It's an energy, it's an intelligence, it's supernatural. We're all in nature, but then it's our natural self to experience this higher vibration. So all these beings will come and ping us on the inside. They will wake that energy up inside of us. Guru is the one that we have unfinished business with, that grabs us somehow, grabs our attention, and here we are. So regardless, and some people will say, well, I met another guru, or I studied with another spiritual master, and that's great. So you just want to make sure that you are honoring anyone who teaches you. So this is a really great time to honor Dr. Pillai during his birthday, And it is February 1st coming up, and he's going to have an event on Pillai Center, and also there will be remedy services that you can participate that are not only going to uplift you in your life and maybe your family, but the world. So we don't realize that we can do so much more than this little, itty bitty me. What difference am I going to make? You are. So you can make a difference by sponsoring those yajnas, the big services that go on to honor the guru or honor the gods and the goddesses. And so you can check all that out on the stores. And then you just see on the website, there's the rotating banner. Will tell you what's coming up and what to do. So Guru Pradosham again is on the next day, and February 2nd. And that is going to be continuing to honor the Guru, your spiritual master, who just honored him in his birthday. And then it's going to be on the 4th of February is going to be Thai Pusam. And that is a full moon. There's 12 full moons in a year, maybe 13, depending again on how many are in a month. Maybe once in a blue moon, there will be an extra one, a 13 moon. So they're full moon. So that Thai Pusam is a time for ascension. It's a time for getting the blessings of all the gurus, the spiritual masters who have gone, and they're saying, hey, light up your body, your mind, your soul, your brain. Focus on your spiritual energy. So you will be like opening up, and they will be pouring all the blessings into you. So that's a lot that's happening. By the next time we meet, the following week, you'll have time to integrate all those previous weeks of all that spiritual energy, which is going to be celebrating the sun as it's moving in its northerly direction for the next 6 months. And then it's the sun's birthday, Ratta Saptami. So Saptami means 7. I don't think I said that. So it's the 7th moon, or 7th moon. Yes, 7th moon. And it is... the Ratta is the sun. So you're going to have this energy of the sun as it births in and bursts into you. And you might feel the heat, or you might feel like you're brighter, you're looking up. You might feel more vitality. You might take charge in your life, because the sun represents taking charge of your health and your well-being and your father. Maybe there will be some issues with your father that get cleared up, because sun represents the father as well. And also the spiritual father. So the sun, the soul, the universal soul, you're going to feel really aligned with that energy, regardless of where you are in the world. You're going to feel that empowerment. So we want to honor the sun. We want to honor our ancestors, because without them, we wouldn't be here. So please check out the videos, or go into Pillai Center Academy, and you will find out about tarpanam, and you will get initiated by Dr. Pillai in that course. It's a self-study course. And then, you can get that hotline, or that divine Wi-Fi connection, if you will, zing, right to the ancestors. And then you will be compelled to keep honoring them every day. So if you can't do that every day because you're just so darn busy, like a lot of us, then you can get into a year-long tarpanam program. So tarpanam gets done for you every day. And I've been doing that since Dr. Pillai has initiated everyone into the tarpanam. But the year-long service is what I love, because I can't always do it, but I know it's getting done. And this is what happens has happened over the years, is that I see the transformation in my family's life. So it is, I don't have to say I'm doing tarpanam, but if they ever asked, or if they ever watched this YouTube, they would be like, oh, wow, no wonder. So the things that we've inherited are not impacting this generation, or, you don't want your kids to struggle, or their kids to struggle. If you're at an age and stage where you have grandkids or great grandkids. So that's what happens, is we pass it on, and we just like, oh my God, they don't have a hope. So these weeks that we're tapping into the energy of the sun, our soul is going to be really, front line and center, because we usually marginalize our spiritual practice, meaning we push it to the side and we just do it maybe whenever. But we're going to feel this energy, and collectively we need to, because it's really super crazy out there, isn't it? And we don't want to get bogged down by all the different opinions and that we even have, or the negativity, because it's just too, you can't even get off the bed sometimes. It's so debilitating. So feeding the ancestors, honoring your soul, and then getting the soul's energy on its birthday that gets birthed inside of you. And then at the beginning of February, which if you check on Pillai Center, or if you sign up for the newsletters on Pillai Center or Ashurved, then you're going to know exactly when you'll get the email that says, hey, here's the Guru's grace is coming. So Dr. Pillai's birthday is going to be celebrated, and he's going to be aligning with the cosmos and bringing in the energy of all the divine beings, especially the Tamil Siddha tradition that he hails from. And Tamil Siddhas are miracle makers. They have transformed their body, mind, and soul into light. So no matter what's happening in the world, miracles just pour out of them into the space, miracle healings, money miracles, and all the thoughts that you had before will get diffused if they're not giving you that life that you wish you could have. So your wishes can get fulfilled, and it's not just something to philosophize about or wishful thinking. It will be happening, and you'll be going, I wasn't even thinking of buying a new car or buying a new house, and all of a sudden, whoa, there it is. Or you might inherit something even when you thought, there's nothing left. Maybe you didn't know that you had someone outside of the family who was married to a relative and they had nobody, so you got it next. And that's happened as well. So without further ado, we are going to wrap this intro up, and we're going to do the practice that we come here to do, which is to experience this energization of the elements that are inside of us, and also in the world, and also in the cosmos. So something that represents the earth, water, fire, air, and space, or ether, the Akash. We want to go to the Akashic records and erase or diffuse that which is no longer serving us. And then we want to infuse and get the blessings of that which we can have as a miracle, not just a one-off, but all the time. And protect us from doing silly things where our money goes, relationships go sideways, suffering, pain. We might have an illness that comes out of nowhere. Someone dies in our family. That all that can be very natural and debilitating even, but we can be steady and calm, and we can feel that grace and all the blessings. And it's not about just accepting it on a psychological level. It's just you really feel that the divine is doing everything. So Dr. Pillai shares, God is doing everything, and everything is happening because of God. And where is God? Inside, or goddess is inside, or nature. So whatever your tradition is, you're going to feel this divine infusion in the next 6 months. I'm very excited, and we're going to kick it off now to honor these beings here that represent the images we just talked about, the story that's happening in the cosmos in the coming weeks. And you will then go away with that fullness of being. And then we will come back and share our experiences, or maybe we'll wrap it out. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to be moving off to the side, and you're going to be getting an up close, personal, front row seat with this puja, or elementalization. So you can just be thinking about now, at this moment, what is it that my soul is telling me again and again and again about my finances? So what's good about them? What's not so good about them? What about my relationships? My relationship to myself first. What are my thoughts? What am I saying to myself most of the time? And you don't necessarily have to go through the whole story, but immediately when you do that self-analysis, you just ask, What kind of thoughts do I have? Energetically, mostly negative, and don't worry about it because, as Dr. Pillai shares, that's pretty much the human condition. And the Buddha said it too, life is suffering. It's because of the karmic thoughts. So we want to shift those thoughts into a higher state of reality. So don't worry about it, just know, yuck. And then you go, okay, so I feel yuck. Or you can be feeling totally happy and blissful and get more happy and bliss. That's awesome. And then you can think about your relationships with your family members. And there might be those impossible relationships, and you just leave it at that. Okay, I can just say, the divine is doing everything. So I will just be at peace. And in that peace, then I will infuse my soul, and it's connected to my gene pool. So I'm going to leave it to God, leave it to these beings, especially now where everything's getting so lit up. It will get diffused. And you just let it. You don't judge it. You don't say you want to change it. You don't want to fix it. Definitely not. That's for God to do. You could, but we've been trying our whole life, and that's just so long. So the divine will come in and show you a way out, or some improvement you will see. So then you think about work relationships, which kind of remind you of your family relationships. We kind of attract that, right? At work, we go, oh my God, my boss is like my sister, or my colleague is like my brother, or the guy at the parking, he's just like my uncle. You don't have to go far. They remind us because it's an energy that shows up as people. So if you haven't resolved your childhood issues, then you're going to see it in life, and hopefully we're not having adult tantrums and trying to blame it, or you feel the victim. That can be because we've all been through, our ancestors, or maybe even some of us have been through war times. And that's PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder and all the rest. It's high anxiety and you don't even know why. Fear, anger, you get triggered everywhere, or you eat too much, or you drink too much, or you smoke pot, and that's fine, but you do it too much and then you're unconscious. Or you take prescription drugs just to numb the pain, but then it comes back again and you get addicted. So that can be the ancestors as well. So the sun is so powerful. It's what makes us to be intelligent. So you just say, okay, I got it. I know my addictions. I know all my challenges. I don't have to go far. Problems in relationships, bickering, fighting can be because of the curses that are coming through. The ancestors, and also the spiritual ancestors. A lot of people have guru curses. They messed up with a guru in another lifetime, or even in this lifetime. They argued and then they cursed them. They do that. So that then you will just be really calm and take the karma, but it will be karma light, because the guru will say, oh my goodness, you've evolved. You're not reacting. Then you think of the word reaction. You take action that's the same. That's good if it's good reaction. But if you respond where you just go, oh, there it is. So then you stay steady, and then you do your spiritual practice, mantra meditation, or this elementalization. So we're going to offer 5 different substances that represent the earth. So we're going to start with Lord Ganesha, who removes the obstacles. He loves mangoes. This is a lovely mango. And so when we give him the mango, that represents the earth element. We're also going to give the water, to represent the water element. Then we have the ghee, which is clarified butter. And it's the food of the gods, or it's like gold to the gods and the goddesses and the ancestors. So we can offer the lights, they're the fire that represents the fire element. And then we have an incense stick. This one is the sun. because it's got herbs that will bring in the sun's energy. And because most of the theme is all about the sun. Well, Saturn is having a big transit coming up, and that's happening on the 17th. So check that out too on Ashtabed. Greatness of Saturn is a Therapeutic Myth, the book by Robert Svoboda, Dr. Robert Svoboda. And then we will, whatever is happening with our karma, maybe you want to get somebody to look into your chart and see what the roadmap is. And then you can readjust your GPS to a better destination once you honor Lord Saturn. He's going to deliver karma, depending on where he is in your chart, and impacting that area of life. It's going to happen for 2.5 years. He's going to shine you up. And then, so we've got the air element represented by the sun, sun incense. And then we have the flowers, which you can now just reach out and touch this bowl of flowers if you'd like. And then if you know your star, your birth star, your nakshatra, you can, say that. Or if you don't know it, well, you can find out on Ashtabed as well. And then you say your name. So that's the tradition to honor the ether or the Akash. We want to offer the flowers that will go zing like a text message to heaven. So earth, water, fire, air, and space. And even in nature, if they're acting up, what happens? Earthquake, if it's acting up in a negative way. Water, tidal wave or tsunami. Or it can be big, heavy rains or snow. You're getting shut in a snowstorm, caught in a snowstorm, if that's what's happening in your place, or a drought. Fires. So forest fires or fires can be the fire element out of control. Air can be like a hurricane or tornado, wind, that comes and then you could have a power outage, and that can be very debilitating. And then the ether, well, forget about that. We'd all be zing gone, would be a matrix moment. Or, Terminator or whatever. It would be gone, very devastating. We don't want to get that, because anything that happens in the space, well, that's pretty much doomsday. So we want to make sure that the beings live in the space. The divine beings live in the space, and we can say, hey, don't ever let us push the button. That would be the end of it. So this is what we're going to do. So we want to just forget about everything else now that you've kind of did a little bit of walk through your everyday life and what your thoughts are, good and not so good, or pros and cons, or, the challenges or the happy things that are happening. It's always a balance. So we're always kind of walking this tightrope. It's never going to be like all peace, love, and Bobby Sherman. So, and for a reason that you would just go into la la land, you wouldn't be able to manifest, because you would just have everything, and that would be boring after a while. So, let's start. We'll call on Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. 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 Make a prayer to Ganesha to remove the obstacles for this puja or elementalization to bring you that energy. There's some shift in your consciousness, or shift in your being, shift in the energy, shift in your thoughts. So allow that energy to come in and then remove all the obstacles in your life hereafter. We'll call on Dr. Pillai for his grace and blessings. Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Shreem Brizi Swaha Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Shreem Brizi Swaha Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Sadguru Shreem Brizi Swaha Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Sadguru Shreem Brizi Swaha Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Sadguru Shreem Brizi Swaha. Make a prayer to Dr. Pillai to open up your third eye. Because once all the energy comes up from the base of the spine, activating all the chakras, releasing anything that is no longer serving. So you're renewing the energy, and then you get to the third eye and you can create. You send a message to your brain to say, hey, grab on to really great thoughts and manifest those thoughts. Focus on them all the time and energize them so they manifest with Guru's grace and ease. Now call on Lord Vishnu and the sun, and then Saturn. Om Namo Narayanaya. 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 We'll pray to the sun. Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. So that's the Gayatri mantra. Then we'll pray to Surya. Om Suryaya Namaha. That's the sun god. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun is your soul. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Pray to Lord Vishnu to fulfill your wishes and the sun god to keep your prana, the life force energy, moving through the chakras and bring it up to the third eye, middle of your brain, where you can manifest with grace and ease. No matter what is going on all around you, you keep moving the prana. The kundalini is the prana, the life force, through those energy centers and pushing it up to the third eye, where we will cook up your ideas. We will give you the energy, the fire to create whatever your soul's desire is, that's going to be fulfilling and more rewarding than it has been. So we'll offer to Lord Saturn the black sesame seeds, and that also represents the ancestors. Om Shanicharaya Namaha. 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 Make a prayer to the sun, S-O-N, of the sun, S-U-N. So Saturn is the son of Lord Surya, the sun god. So he shines up our soul. He's the next generation, from the father to the son of the sun. He delivers the karma that we inherited, even though we may not have signed up for it. We decided at the soul level. So we can connect with our fathers, perhaps heal that relationship, whether they're here on the earth plane or on other planes. It's very, very important to do that. And that will set you free. So we've honored all these beings, and now the energy is getting activated. Just to let you know, for those people who are new, this is a really great thing to do on Saturdays, which is to light a sesame lamp. And I'm not sure if you can see, if I tilt it, it might go into the computer. Okay, let's see, there maybe. So there's black sesame seeds inside this lamp, and then it's black, it's sesame oil. So if you light this on a Saturday, you will really take care of some stubborn karmas, because you'll be honoring Lord Saturn. So try that out. We've talked about it in other Powertime practices as well. So now just close your eyes and put your attention internally. And then these divine beings, just like if you were on a phone, you would just be connecting with someone. And how do you know? Well, it travels through the wireless. So we're traveling through the ether to connect now with these energized beings. They're going to activate something inside of us, energy-wise, in our energy bodies, or maybe our physical body, maybe our emotions, our thoughts. So just allow it. You're just receiving. So you're quiet and you're listening. You're listening at that deep inner knowing of your soul. Now you might have a vision. You might have something gets whispered in your ear. You might see something, around you or feel something. So all the sensory organs are going to pick up this spiritual vibration and shift some way so you know. Now we'll call on Ganesha inside of us. Focus on the base of the spine. The sound is Om Gum. Gum. Om Gum. Om Gum. Om Gum. Move into the navel. Om Gum. Om Gum. Om Gum. Move up into the heart center. Om Gum. Om Gum. Om Gum. Move up to the throat. Om Gum. Om Gum. Om Gum. Move up into the middle of your brain, the third eye, pineal gland. Om Gum. Om Gum. Om Gum. Now, move into your heart center and experience Guru's grace, Lord Vishnu, the sun, Saturn. They're all your teachers, all of our teachers. And we're going to ask our solar plexus, that energy space just below the heart center, in the subtle body. You can put your hand there. Om Aim Hrim Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Shri Brizi Swaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Shanitaraya Namaha. Om Shanitaraya Namaha. Om Charaya Namaha. Receive, be receptive. There's no action or thought required. You're just absorbing, you're receiving. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace to the world, peace to the universe that is going through a big renewal starting today. And your soul is going to feel it. So enjoy and slowly, slowly come back to yourselves. And as you're coming back, you can reconnect with these images that are now just truly fired up. And you might even feel the fire or energy inside of you. And we'll close out the puja with an offering of this camphor, which purifies the space and just seals the deal, so to speak. Sarvalam Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvat Sadike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namosture Om Shri Brazi Lakshmi Swaha. So you can reach out and take the light with your hands and bring it into your eyes, your ears, your nostrils, your mouth. Imagine all your body, mind, and soul being purified, and then receive the blessings. And just take a moment to connect. Again, you're receiving. Doing nothing, thinking not too much. Just receive the energy. So, welcome back from that little journey activation. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. For those of you who need to go, please review this recording. It'll be up on YouTube right after we close it out. And you can visit it anytime. And then also visit Pillai Center Academy, Astroved, and find out what your soul wants now, because the soul is on its upward trend. And it wants to tell you how to be fulfilled, regardless of what's going on in the world. And then how you can honor everything about the sun in these coming weeks. And I hope that you will participate in the services that are offered as per your ability, your budget. And make sure that you check out what will be happening with Dr. Pillai's birthday, because if you don't, that's one of 2 times of the year that are most important to connect with the gurus who have gone before us, the gurus on the earth plane, and our guru, Dr. Pillai, that will remove ignorance. That's what guru means. We can't think our way out of our problems. We can't think of how to get enlightened. It has to be done with guru's grace. So that's where the initiations will come. And on his birthday, and also during Guru Purnima, which is 6 months later in the middle of the summer. So Dr. Pillai always wants to give us the blessings on his birthday, and we want to be there to receive them. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'm just going to check here. Elizabeth is saying, feeling energized. Wow. Thank you for guiding us with the grace of Babaji in community with all the lovely ones gathered. And that's what happens, that we are amongst those people who want to evolve. And maybe we know them, or maybe we befriend them, that we will have a journey together in a way that it makes sense to us, because not always can you talk about these things in your everyday life. So please make sure that you check out when Powertime practice is happening, and we'll do something to give you that experience. And maybe you want to invite your friends or your family members to the channel. They can check it out. And again, we don't want to bother people or to, oh, you should do this. You just can invite them and then see what happens. And if they go away, they go away. If they don't, they don't. So it's good either way. We always want to be sharing the knowledge, and in a way that is going to be uplifting anybody in our life and collectively humanity. So thanks all you divine souls for coming together and enjoying these sessions that we've been doing. This is our 10th year. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? So we're going to add more teachers to the mix. So that'll be interesting. And we're going to go back to our weekly schedule as well, so we can, really dive deep into honoring one of the ceremonies instead of honoring all of them all at once. Not that that's good or bad, but it'll be fun. So let's see here. It says, beloved Babaji Su saying, thank you for the blessings and grace. Chai Chan. Nirmal is saying, thank you. All glory to Babaji. Glory. Thank you. Thank you. And that's what it is too. How often do we say thank you really deeply, and we feel it and we mean it, or something shifts? Words can't even, justify whatever has been going on in our life. And then with Guru's grace, you don't even have to say anything other than that. Just thank you. So Samuel is saying this was the most inspirational as we head into the son's birthday, Dr. Pillai's birthday. I know all of our prayers for 2023 will be answered. So much gratitude to you and Babaji, of course. And Nengai is saying blissful, very blissful. Yes, and that's what you want to feel. You want to take away some energy, and you want to make sure that you stick with that energy, so you can chant the mantras or listen to Dr. Pillai chanting them on YouTube. He's Pillai Center YouTube has Dr. Pillai's mantras on different music. It was also Religion of Religions channel. Ronnie, Swamini Vali, and some of the other teachers are doing things on Religion of Religions channel. That's a great one. Let's see what else. Evelyn saying, I'm actually a very happy, bubbly person, but when the sun gets into Capricorn, I lost all that bubbly feeling. Why? Well, here's the thing. When the sun is, or when the sun or any planet gets into Capricorn, it's the karmic sign. So it's where Saturn is really strong, and it's earthbound, it's stuck. It's here on the earth plane. So it makes us to want to work hard, and nobody wants to work hard. So we kind of feel stuck. But now it's going to go into an air sign. So we're going to feel light. So Saturn is going to be moving through into Aquarius, and Sun is going to be moving there as well. So Father and Son are going to be together, and they're going to be really helping us to evolve. So no worries. You can't always be going up in life, just like in nature. Look at the sun. It's been going down. And maybe when it went to its bottom pit before it jumped up again, that's where we feel that depth of our being, that we can release anything that is harming our soul. So our heart, Evelyn or anyone else, you might have dumped a lot of karma. And it's just like when you want to clean out your closet, or you clean out a drawer, or you clean out the fridge or the garage. Oh my God, it's such a drag. But then when you push through it and you get it all cleaned out, you just feel so spanking new and light. So you might also do that in your life, is you might try to pick something small maybe at first, or tackle it, declutter. in order for you to renew and rejuvenate, what do you have to do? You have to get rid of stuff. So decluttering might be something that you just feel like, I got to do this, because you'll have that energy, especially when the goddess time comes in about 3 weeks from now. You'll just be like, I have the power and the energy. And then you'll want to create and make the space for the divine to come in. So we have to create a vacuum. We have to empty out. And wherever there's an empty space, it creates a vacuum. It sucks things in. So make sure that you maybe create a space, if you haven't yet started to create a meditation space, even if it's a corner in your room or some place, or you have a whole room that you can designate for your meditation room or your altar. Just start with something. Or maybe, like a lot of us, we started in our cars. We just would meditate in our cars. So that might be something as well. So clean up that space, get rid of stuff, maybe give away clothes. Be very charitable with your time, your energy, and your money when the sun is moving in this upward direction, because things are looking up. And when things are good for you, you want to do something to uplift others. So being charitable, maybe check out Tripura Foundation. It's so easy to do, to just hit the button, donate any amount, and you feel that your soul pushed you or pinged you or said, hey, stop feeling bad about yourself. You've got all these fabulous things. Pay it forward. And then as soon as you do that, you know that you did something for a stranger. You don't know that person and may never, ever meet them, but they could never, ever do what you gave them in their life. So these are the people who have been the kids, the Tripura Foundation kids, the Hope Centers, where the kids get nutritious snacks, and they also get the phonemic intelligence, the brain changing sounds. So that's paying it forward. The elderly, feed the elderly, help the elderly, because you're going to be there one day. And you're going to know that, oh my God, I don't want to ever not have support. So the divine will give you that. You'll invest in the right thing, and your energy and your intelligence, your grace, your blessings will be there always. So that will help to honor Lord Saturn as well, because he wants you to be charitable. It's kind of like, okay, meditation, mantras, prayers, coming together as a global community or in your community. And here we are, Powertime practice. So you're here. So you're checking all those boxes. Maybe you go on spiritual retreats, maybe not so much during COVID, but you go on a pilgrimage, or you go to a church or a temple or a mosque or some spiritual place in nature, a vortex. So you do that, you check that off. Okay, spirit, I'm on my path, I'm doing my thing, but you're not charitable. What? So you've got to check that box off as well. So it's super easy to do. And then you don't want to just do it randomly because you can, or, oh, I'm going to get something out of it. No, it's not like that. It's like you feel compelled. The divine says, go and do something for others, especially if you can't do stuff in your life. You don't have time or energy or whatever, or there's just no opportunities. Then you just go online and you will feel immediately. Your soul will say, thank you so much for checking the box. You just did something fabulous. So, and then you will feel it. A lot of people, including myself, I'm, in a miserable state, and then I just go do it and I cry, because it's not me that's crying. It's divine inside of me that says, finally, you did the thing that you need to do. So Saturn will make us to do those things because it's going into Aquarius, and Aquarius is all about uplifting humanity, not just yourself or your family, but really participating in something. It's overwhelming. Like, where do you start? So just start there. And then you will feel it. You'll build on it. You'll maybe even one day you'll meet the kids or the elderly or whatever program that you sponsor. As I have, and they come running at you. They're just like, they treat you like a king or a queen. And you're like, oh my God. And they're just saying, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. I had meals today. Or I got into a school that I never would have. I learned how to take care of myself. They wear pretty dresses instead of dirty clothes. and they know how to brush their teeth and clean, their bodies, and where they would never be able to do that because they inherited that really terrible situation. So we don't have to go and, we're going to fix the world, but we can do a little, and that is a lot. And maybe one day you will meet them. Or something will happen in your life and you will know, oh my goodness, I have banked up or I've invested my time and energy wisely. So many of us, we just waste time and energy thinking it's the right thing to do. So just check that out, try it out, any amount, and then you will feel some shift. And after that, miracles will pop up because you checked the right box. So we're here to tell you what to do, and not in a finger wagging way, but it's like, come on, you're here. So, do things wisely and use your time, your energy, resources wisely as you take every step. It's not just meditating and spacing out. In fact, Dr. Pillai is one of pretty much the only gurus I know, and I've met a lot of them over the years. And Dr. Pillai is 200% life, 100% spiritual, and 100% material. So that means you're focusing on your everyday life, all your responsibilities, to your family, to your friends, to your work, and then you're energizing all of that with your spiritual path and everything you're doing. So you got all the tools, and we're going to give them to you, and we're going to help you to be in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. So I hope this has been helpful for you. It sure has for me, and I thank you because I got energized being with everybody, and that's because of the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai. As the Bible says, when two or more gather in the name of God, then who's there? God. So Sucharita is saying here, when the same pattern keeps showing up again and again, do we just ask what is the message for me and do prayers? Yeah, so you can keep a journal, and you will find that maybe it will just be like a mosh pit of thoughts and that nothing makes sense. But maybe you had a dream, or maybe you had pain in your body. So you just jot it down. You do your mantras, your spiritual practices, of course, self-care, take care of yourself. Maybe you need to take a bath or a walk, get out in nature, and it might tell you, move, because the energy is stuck. So it's not just stuck in your head, it's stuck in your body, or it's stuck in your energy body, or the emotions are deep-seated and they're aching us, but we can't really pinpoint it. So many of us have gone, well, at least I've gone to the doctor, and they said, no, we can't find what it is. But there's tremendous pain because on the spiritual path, it will push all that stuff to the surface. It may not make sense, but the energy has shifted. So be kind to yourself, be caring for yourself. And if it doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. You just know that it doesn't feel good. So you let it go. And you might see the story in and around that. So same pattern can be that, okay, I just got to really pay attention to these divine beings at these power times, and then participate in mantras, meditation, just like we did. Or if you can, participate in getting initiated with Dr. Pillai at any time, especially the 2 times of the year, his birthday and then Guru Purnima, you're pretty much set. So that's what I wanted to say about that. And God bless you all for sharing with one another. I see you popping different comments to back and forth, encouraging one another. And that's the beauty of it. So being with Dr. Pillai, you're going to make friends for life, and you're going to have the friends that you always wanted to have, because you're here to understand what your true soul's purpose is. It's not having a soulmate, because then you'll find out, oops, wrong soulmate. Maybe I got the wrong soulmate. But it's, you can be meeting friends or meeting people who can help you out just by participating in a spiritual practice, or perhaps they might become your friend that they can help to guide you in some way. So I'm going to wrap it up for now. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to Dr. Pillai. Happy birthday to the sun. Happy birthday to Dr. Pillai. Happy Saturn transit for the next 2.5 years. Please get an astrology consultation at least, or an audio astrology consultation if that fits into your budget, because you want to know what this planet of karma is going to be delivering to you, and in what area of your life can you focus on and get the best results. So God bless you all. See you next time. Namaste.